Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies, Your Excellency, Professor Kithure Kindiki, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency Chileshi Kapwepwe, Secretary General of COMESA, Dr. Hassan Kibeya, Chairperson of the COMESA Council of Ministers, and on that note, allow me, Excellencies, to align myself with the excellent salutations given by the previous speaker, Mr. James Chimwaza, all protocols observed. I will try to keep it very sweet and simple, as I have been advised, but just to give you a few words about who TDB Group is, you have specific reason to feel ownership and pride in this particular COMESA institution that we are. TDB Group is actually a financial institution that was formed by the Treaty of COMESA, actually PTA prior to COMESA's forming itself, and we are celebrating 40 years this year. And the reason I'm saying you should be proud, Excellencies, is in these 40 years, this financial institution of yours has achieved something significant. They say numbers speak the truth. In these 40 years, we have disbursed and issued guarantees in the amount of $58 billion since our inception. This $58 billion track record began from very humble beginnings when COMESA, 40 years ago, in the form of PTA, pulled together a number of member states as the founding members of our financial institution. They gathered $10 million and believed in the possibility of COMESA having a specialized financial institution that can begin responding to all the imperatives and the gaps in financing we've heard from the previous speakers. Today, we have a balance sheet of $10 billion. Of that $10 billion, $2 billion is our own equity from different African shareholders and friends of Africa. The other $8 billion on our balance sheet of $10 billion is leveraged capital from friends of TDB, friends of COMESA, friends of Africa, both within Africa, the Gulf region, Asia, Europe, the world at large. So when we talk about partnerships in COMESA, I wanted you to know that we live it, we practice it, we are bringing the fruits of partnership to the region, and we have brought to bear facilities that have really made an important difference in the landscape of our region. Here in Kenya alone, just in one member state, we have a track record of $1.8 billion of financing to many different sectors. The trade sector, agribusiness, healthcare, hospitals, very long list, but also very much the private sector. And for those who don't know how we work as TDB, we work very closely with the financial institutions in our member states. So here in Kenya, we count at least 5 banks here as partners who we co-finance and sometimes finance through them. The KCBs of this world, Equity Bank, and there's several others. The same applies to another 25 African member states who are the membership of TDB Group. The reason I'm pointing all of this out is partnership is the magic that makes us effective. In the different member states, we do that not just with banks, we do it with pension funds. We've managed to take very seriously this idea of unleashing African capital, multiplying African capital, making African capital work much better than it ever has. We've heard our leadership, heads of state, number of countries. Indeed, here, His Excellency President Ruto has often talked about the global financial architecture, the challenges of financing, and we know that we're in an age where African countries, African enterprises need to rely more and more on African banks, African financial institutions. We are one of them. We take our mission very seriously. We're very proud that COMESA had the foresight, the vision, 40 years ago when we were established, not having any idea that we would mushroom into what we have today, where we are now an effective strategic partner of major global financial institutions who see us as credible intermediaries to bring large-scale financing to the region. Just to give you a sense of what large-scale financing means. Turkana Wind Power Project, the Menengai Geothermal Power Project here, the Standard Gauge Railway Project of Tanzania, multi-billion-dollar project. In Mozambique, the offshore LNG projects. So many hospitals across countries. We have been part and parcel of many transformational projects over the years. And this is really the story of COMESA as much as it is TDB. And we thought we would take the occasion at this opening session of the Business Forum to tell the private sector here that we are open, ready, willing, and able to support you in your growth plans. Of course, we are a merit-based financial institution, so there's no guarantees. You have to be good for the credit. We are a rated institution, so of course we work on very professional terms. But just to let you know that there's a lot of capacity. We now have facilities that are dedicated to supporting projects even in the public-private partnership space. Some of you will know there's a very exciting initiative called Mission 300, where Chileshi, myself, and others are joining forces with the World Bank Group and the AFDB to electrify 300 million Africans in this part of Eastern and Southern Africa. A large gap is here in terms of financing, and we have close to $1 billion of credit facilities, long-term, quite affordable in the current context of interest rates in the world, but still affordable, and quite patient money that can go as far as 15 to 20 years. So we are very capable, we've got a lot of capacity, and just to let you know that your financial institution has matured to the point where we now have credit ratings across a number of important African jurisdictions, but also in money centers across the world. Historically, it was always London. Now we've built on our success stories in Europe to go to Asia. And this year, on our 40th anniversary, we got our first ever credit ratings in Japan and in China. In Japan, we got an A- rating. In China, we got a AAA rating. Here in Kenya, we have a AAA rating. In the Republic of Mauritius, which is the headquarters of the group, we also have a AAA rating. So all of this is to tell you that intermediation is based on ratings and quality, and you can be proud of your financial institution that has come a long way. But I would love for all of you to take one message back home, apart from the private sector that's here. The sovereigns who own this institution are the owners, and they have to treat it with the pride and the respect that it deserves. And so on that note, please do tell all of the stakeholders in your country that this is an institution worth protecting, because we provide a lot of support to the economies of COMESA. And on that note, I thank you all very much for your attention. I hope it was short and sweet enough. Thank you.